Oh my god, my fingers already hurt from the amount of comments I'm going to have to delete, because some people just love not listening to what's being said and love posting like grabbing comments. This video is a part 2, kind of, to my The Favoritism of Alaska on All Stars 2 video, and I implore you to go watch it if you have not already, so that there's minimal to no confusion with what's about to happen. If you don't have the time to watch, don't want to, or are just stubborn, I will briefly go over what exactly I'm changing in each episode and why the change is happening. And once we get to the final top 3, I'll put in a card so you all can vote for who you think would win. Not who you'd want to win, okay? Cool, so let's get into it. We're starting this what if video in episode 2 after Coco's elimination and Adore leaving the show. The only change in this episode has to do with the winner of the top 2 lip sync. Because Alaska broke the rule of no contact during the lip sync, she can't win the lip sync, so the win goes to Katya. Fifi is high, Alyssa and Ginger are safe, while Detox, Roxy and Tatiana are in the bottom 3. Katya, as you may or may not remember, picked Tatiana's lipstick here, so we have to say goodbye to Tatiana. A comment I got a couple of times whenever All Stars 2 and this lip sync in particular was discussed was something along the lines of that Katya knew that she couldn't win the lip sync against Alaska, so she picked the same lipstick as her, which to me just sounds like too much of a conspiracy theory. As far as I know, the only lip sync that Katya said she knew she wouldn't win was the one against Detox, and that's the only one that she fairly lost, mind you, so I don't know. Katya probably just chose Tatiana because she thought that Tatiana was the worst out of the bottom 3 in the episode as a whole. I might be wrong, and if I am, if Katya did actually say that she picked Tatiana only because she thought that she couldn't beat Alaska in the top 2 lip sync, please link me to wherever she said that. Episode 3 saw another instance of Alaska getting favored. After being the only queen that messed up during her performance in the Baddest Bitches in History challenge, and the only one that didn't have her lip sync properly down, Alaska wasn't in the bottom 3, but now she is. That's really the only difference yet again. Alyssa still wins and eliminates Ginger, Detox is in the top 2 with her, while Fifi and Roxy are just safe. Episode 4 is the first episode where there are more changes in the girls' placements. It's more or less a staple on Drag Race that in the top 6 episode, each queen gets one of the 6 possible placements. Unless, of course, we have to keep Pearl or Kimchi out of the bottom 2, so that's what's gonna happen here too. Meaning, we will only have a bottom 2, not a bottom 3 like originally. Furthermore, with Alaska not doing what was asked of the queens on the runway, a 2-in-1 look at that, she doesn't get the top 2 spot. Oh, I can already see the scene. Michelle starts by saying, "Your performance in the skit was great, and I know that the kids will love your little pound cake, thank you. But you did not have a 2-in-1 look." So, who's in the top 2 with Fifi? Why, Detox, of course. She was the one after the top 2 queens in the ranking order. Even if we hadn't put her in the top 2, Alaska still would not have won the top 2 lip sync, because, again, she broke the rules by humping Fifi. You might be like, but why would Alaska do it now that she's lost the lip sync for breaking said rule? Well, for one, Ru probably would not have told her that. He barely even says anything other than the decision of the winner. And then also, we've seen Alaska's lip syncs on Drag Race. She only does 3 things. The first one is her doing quirky moves and silly faces because, oh my god, she's so quirky. The second one is her dancing poorly because, oh my god, she's so quirky. The third one, and the last thing, is her essentially assaulting someone on national television. The first 2 things without a shocking third would have become tired and she still would have lost the second and third lip sync. Back to our placements. Fifi wins the top 2 lip sync. As much as I think Detox is a great performer, I don't think she could have had a shtick for Got to Be Real as a song. Alaska is high, Katya is safe, while Alyssa is eliminated. Episode 5 is the Queen's Returning episode, and here we have a more or less big change that will ensure a different top 4. As I've mentioned in the Favoritism of Alaska video, the queens here were asked to write stand-up comedy routines, which Alaska and Alyssa did not do. So, since we're being fair, she of course does not get the top 2 spot, nor does Alyssa get to return, or rather fight for her return. Of course, I don't even have to mention that Adore is not in this episode and that the pairs are the same. Fifi is in the bottom 2 with Roxy, so Coco doesn't get to return, Alaska is safe, so neither does Alyssa. So by default, we have the top 2 of Detox and Katya, with Tatiana and Ginger getting to lip sync to get back into the competition. Now, yeah, would this lip sync be as iconic as the one between Alyssa and Tatiana? Probably not, but it still would have been great. For that reason, and with the fact that each season of Drag Race has a fixed amount of episodes, and because we need 6 queens for the next episode, yeah, both Ginger and Tatiana return now, and they both eliminate Fifi. While Ginger would not have had the same storyline with Fifi as Alyssa did, we saw that she was pretty annoyed when Fifi was trying to help her in episode 3 and was giving her actually helpful comments. And so I do think that Ginger would have picked her lipstick too. Episode 6, again, has just a slight difference in the queen's placements. We do get Alaska and Katya in the top 2, but we don't get the same winner, because Alaska licked Katya mid-lip sync. I put Ginger as high, just for the fact that she did well in a similar challenge on season 7, and all similar challenges on that season. You know, the one where they had to create parodies of Ru's songs, and Ginger's idea was essentially to create a song promoting Ru's stuff, which was basically like a big ad. She did not win that challenge, Kennedy did, but in Untucked they did say that Ginger was the one who wrote the whole thing, so again, I don't think that she'd have many problems in this challenge. And also, on top of that, we know that she's funny, she could pull it off. Detox is safe, while Roxy and Tatiana are in the bottom 2. Katya, with her winning the Cherry Bomb lip sync, eliminates Roxy. Our new top 5 for the 7th, the Makeover episode, are Alaska, Detox, Ginger, Katya, and Tatiana. Ginger and Tatiana were in the bottom 2 on their respective seasons' Makeover challenges, with Tatiana actually getting eliminated, so the top 2 stays the same. Detox beats Katya in the lip sync, and here we know that she didn't have the guts to eliminate Alaska, or really any of her friends, which is why she originally picked Alyssa's lipstick. She has gone to say that she knew that she made the wrong choice right as she hit the runway after picking the lipstick, and that she would have eliminated Roxy if she had the chance to do it again. Since, and again, she's going by the logic of I'm saving my friends, I think she would have eliminated Ginger. She worked with Tatiana, so I guess she would not have picked her. Listen, this decision does not matter. Really, the returning queen could never win a season. We have a top 4 of Alaska, Detox, Katya, and Tatiana, and a Read You Wrote You performance even better and more iconic than the original one with the inclusion of Tatiana. However, Tatiana would have had the Roxy treatment here, that is, getting eliminated. Out of this top 3, Alaska cannot win, because she was up for elimination twice. Some of you are still like, your whole idea of not being able to win if you're up for elimination more than once is incorrect, and also not real, and also kill yourself, and also
insert spoilers for a future Drag Race season because me, the person commenting this, I am very cool.
Even though it checks out for literally every winner in season, except for Trixie and Monet, the 2 faultiest winners, and even they were twice up for elimination each, and only so because both of them just were not in the top 2, so again, that criteria still checks out. We're going to have to pick a winner between Detox and Katya. Well, Katya is only a point above Detox, though had Detox won the lip sync against Fifi, which is a possibility, they would have been tied. Katya also is more dominant than Detox, but Detox did beat her when they went head to head in episode prior, and when each of them were in the bottom 3, they were kind of the best competitor of that bottom 3, so it's really anybody's game. Do we want to give Detox the redemption she kinda still deserves as one of the most underrated queens of the show, and All Stars 2 in particular, or do we want to give Katya the crown alongside her self-redemption and please the fans along the way? I really cannot decide. So you will, in the card in the upper right hand corner, because I finally learned how to do these, even now that the new YouTube studio has been an absolute mess to figure out. I also want to mention how either Detox's or Katya's win would end up affecting All Stars going forward. In both cases, and with Trixie winning All Stars 3, we would get a double crowning on All Stars 4, just so that the show doesn't get criticized for having an all-white Hall of Fame. Yes, I know Trixie is of Native American descent. She herself has talked about this subject a couple of times. With Katya winning, we would have had Katya and Trixie in the Hall of Fame, which is ridiculous. Just imagine the dynamic between the two of them and Chad Michaels. No, scratch that. Just imagine the dynamic between Chad Michaels and Katya in all those skits on All Stars 3. Speaking of Chad, with Detox winning All Stars 2, Trixie All Stars 3, and Trinity All Stars 4 alongside Monet, the Hall of Fame would not just have been 80% white, but also 80% plastic.